Hi folks, so in this video I wanted to start looking at texturing our models and applying more detail to our fully modelled objects. So at the minute I've got a grey shield, and what I want to do is start having a look at some basic texturing. Now the window you're going to need for this is the one that looks like a mini Death Star. It's the Hypershade window. Okay, so this is where we do all our texturing in Maya. And if you click on this, open it up, you will get a whole new window to work within. Now it looks a little bit daunting at first, but it's quite simple when you start playing about with it. Now what I would do is set this up so you can see your scene in this window as well. So in order to do that, if you go up to Window and click Viewport, it will give you a view of your scene. Let me just close that because I accidentally attached it. So Viewport. And you can see now I've got I can see my scene in this window. What I'm going to do is, what I just did is drag this to where I want it on the scene. I'm going to snap it in. So you can see how Maya's like kind of wanting to move it into place. I'm just going to put it to the left hand side of where all my textures are going to live and just drag it out. So that way now I've got the scene within my Hypershade window, and I can see these materials being applied as I make them. Make sure that you've got shading on so you can see all of the materials in your scene, so it's not in wireframe mode, you can see it all. And what you'll notice is that over on the top left here we've got some materials already within Maya. The grey faces in Maya are actually a texture. Okay, they are actually a material that has been assigned. Lambert 1 is this grey texture that has been applied to all of the models, so we can actually see what we're working with. And what we can do is start to create new ones of our own and apply them where we would like. Over on the right hand side you can see a different material viewer here, and it will show you what your material is going to look like on different objects. So if you change this, you can see when you start making these, it's going to show you what it will look like on different surfaces. And the property editor is where all of the extra kind of options that we want live. Now if you go over to the left hand side here in the create window, you can see all these different things that we can create in the Hypershade window, and I'm just going to go on surface. Okay, so this is just the materials that we're going to be working with for now. Now the two main ones that you're going to use are Blinn and Lambert. Okay, Lambert is a more matte finish to your material, so it's very sort of it's not shiny in any way, it's not reflective, so it's things like what could it be, like kind of concretey, kind of very solid kind of materials, things that you don't want light to sort of bounce off. And Blinn's will actually allow you to have that more reflective element to your materials. So all I've done is just click on that, and it's created a Blinn for me. So this is my new material. So I've just clicked on Blinn, and it's created a new material for me. And you can see over here, let me just drag this up, I've got lots of properties that I can tweak and change and make further adjustments to. So the main one that we're going to do is look at colour. So this is just simple for now. I'm going to change the colour. So if you double click on this, we've got some options here, and we can start to change the colour that we're working with. So let's say for my shield I want to go for more of a kind of blue, kind of silvery kind of texture. I can just tweak this, hit done when you're happy. You can be changing the sliders on here, and you can be picking them in lots of different ways. Okay, so using the ring, using the sliders to get the colour that you're after, and then hit done. Okay, so you can see that I've changed the colour to more of a bluey grey colour. Blinn is quite nice because we've got some more options here as far as transparency and incandescent. All these extra options on the Blinn will allow you to create more of a shiny reflective texture. So what I'm going to jump to is to where are we? Eccentricity. And what this does, you can sort of set how you want lights to bounce off your objects. As you see this, let me just drag this up a little bit more. You can see as I move this around, you can sort of set how shiny you want your object to appear. So if I bring this right down, it gets more of a kind of polished, shiny feel to it. If I bring it right up, it feels a little less reflective. So if I just get that right down, and then change the roll off as well, you can see how much of a roll off we've got on there, and then reflectivity as well. So we've got extra settings that will allow us to just set how shiny we want this to appear. Let's just bring that up a little bit maybe. I'm going to leave it as that for now. I'm not going to go too far in detail with some of these extra options. As you get a feel for this and have a bit more of a play with it, you can start to experiment with some extra options on here, and you can create even more advanced styles of material. Now what I want to do is apply this now to my object. So if you have your object selected in the viewport, and then right click and hold on the new material and assign material to selection, let go, it will apply that to your object. And you can see as I move around there, you can see that reflection on the shield. So you start to see the effects of these changes, and as you actually change this, you can start to play about with the settings whilst they're applied to your object, so you can really get it how you would like. And we can even go back and change the colour if we want. So that in a nutshell is a very simple way of applying solid colours, simple textures to your objects within Maya. As always, make sure you're naming things properly. So I'm just going to rename that as metal blue. That will do for now. Okay, and it just keeps things nice and neat. Okay, that's the basics of Hypershade window, changing the viewport, tweaking the settings, creating new materials and applying them to objects within Maya. In the next video I'll show you some more advanced texturing techniques and start to play with images and not just solid colours.